to the Pryce Podcast, where bold ideas meet real conversations, unfiltered insights, uncompromising truth, with your host, Jonathon Pryce. This is the Pryce Podcast.
What is going on, people? My God, why is I barely hear myself? I hope that's better. I just have to put this up. Anywho, what's going on, guys? We are here. New live stream, new segment. We just go and chat it up. I got some questions. Can answer it for you guys. But before we do, a word to our sponsor. Take a moment to join the Pryce Media community on Discord. This is your space for deeper biblical discussion, cultural discernment, and authentic faith-filled conversations with like-minded believers. Connect with fellow listeners, engage with the episodes, and grow together in truth. Join now at prycemedia.com/Discord. Let's continue the conversation. All right, guys. Go to prycemedia.com/Discord. Join the Discord server. Ask me your questions. I'll be here live answering those questions. There will also be exclusive content only available on the Discord. So go out there, join, and I believe starting tomorrow, if I remember correctly, I need to look back at the when it does start. But starting at least this week, can't remember the exact date. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Let's see. I believe it started today or tomorrow. Starts today. So, starting today, which should have already been. Anywho, starting today, join the Pryce Media Discord. Type in off to 50. This is a special Independent Day, July 4th, 250th anniversary for America. Go to prycemedia.com/Discord. Type in the promo code off to 50 and you get 25% off your first month. It lasts until July 12th, 11:59 p.m. So don't go out there, spread some joy, and we'll see you guys there. Need to edit that for some reason. But yes, go out there, have some great time. It ends at July 12th, 2026. 2026. So it's a whole month. All right? I lied. It's not a whole month for some reason. Anyway, for a certain amount of time only, join the Discord server for 25% off your first month. All right. Now, let's get into some of these questions that you guys have for me. First question. One that is, I believe, is very important, especially in today's age. It is, how does the rise of secular ideologies such as Marxism and corporate wokeness directly contradict biblical principles of justice, work, and human dignity? Now, this is a great question. Honestly, it's a great question. For Hello. Okay. That was weird. What the heck? Anywho. My PC does not want to work for me for some reason. Anywho, back to the question. How does the secular ideologies like Marxism and corporate wokeness really directly contradict biblical principles and justice and work? So, here it is. Marxism prioritizes class conflict. You know, they always say, and I relate it to communism, really. Because they want to go after the high class people, the high society people, the people who make so much money that and everybody else doesn't make. It really, it prioritizes class conflict, where go out to high people, and then material redistribution over individual responsibility, which is divine order. By saying you take from the rich and give to the poor, they're trying to be the great Robin Hood, but it does not help whatsoever. The ideology is completely wrong. I'll say that right now. Completely wrong. This is a much better position. Now, corporate wokeness often evaluates identity policies above truth. So when we know the definitions of both, we kind of figure out how it is contradictory to the Bible. Now, biblical justice, by contrast, is rooted in God's character and treats all people as image bearers without partiality. It truly upholds the dignity of work and personal accountability. So Marxism says, hey, take from the rich, give to the poor. I feel like I'm not hearing myself. I'll increase the volume. Okay. So take from the rich, give it to the poor, that type of stuff. And then corporate wokeness really or its whole identity, I would say, it's more about policies. Saying this, there's not enough black women working in your company. The percentage is too small. So they want to offset it by giving it to them, really, over merit and personal responsibility. They want to say, yeah, this is. They look over the candidates, look how many, the percentage of their corporation. Say it's like 60% white people, or they say it should be 60% white people and 40% black women, to be precise, or black people, and then and even in that group, maybe more women than men, but instead of going off of based off the merit of the candidate, they want to just say, oh, you're hired because you're black. You didn't get the job because you're white. Although the white person was probably more skilled, have accomplished more achievements. That's what corporate wokeness, or wokeness in the corporate field is like. And Marxism, obviously, we got through it. Take from the rich, give to the poor. None of those align anywhere with the Bible, because God teaches us the dignity of work and personal responsibility. That is why he gave us free will. He wants us to be responsible for the choices that we make and all that. And if you here's some passages you can go through. You have Proverbs 14:23. In all labor there is profit, but the talk of the lips tendeth only to purity. Second Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, this we command you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. That goes against Marxism 100%. They want to, no matter how much work you put in, everybody gets the same amount, the same output. But now you have people. We're not even going to go through a whole that. We'll do that a little bit later. But he goes to Micaiah 6:8. He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. Telling us right then and there, we walk with God. Anything that is good is because of the Lord. And it is what he requires of us. We do it justly, and we do it with love and mercy. Now, the last verse, Leviticus 19:15, which is more on impartiality. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. So you don't judge somebody based off of why they're poor or how much money they have, but on the righteousness of themselves, of their character. That is us being able to judge other people by the fruit of their tree, what the branch that they take off. Now, second question: what lessons from Scripture can Christians draw when comforting the cultural push toward feminism and its impact on family structures and gender roles? These are some long questions you guys are asking me, and it's actually very quiet. Let me do something here real quick. Open up this. Come on now. If you guys can hear it. Let me check if y'all can hear that real quick. That's the wrong. Of course, I need to wait for Max to catch up, but it is what it is. We will hear it when we hear it. Well, you can't see. Hopefully that works. Good for you guys. All right. I think that would be good. So, what lessons does Scripture, or what lessons from Scripture can Christians draw from confronting the cultural push toward feminism and its impact on family structures and gender roles? Now, feminism often inverts biblical complementary and headship, which undermines the family. Scripture teaches of mutual respect with distinct roles grounded in creation and redemption. Go to Genesis 2:18. And the Lord God said, "It is not good that man should be alone. I will make a helpmeet for him." Boom. Feminism draws from this idea that women are just as equally strong as men, and that men, or no, not men, but that how do you say this? Um, how do we say this? Why is there sound? But that as yeah, feminism, men are just equal. Men are equal to women. That men, women are equal to men. They could do all women could do what men could do. All that type of stuff. It's a bunch of craziness. For some reason, I can't hear the music anymore. What? Okay, I see. All right. So, just so you guys know, this is the first time we're doing any of this, so I'm still trying to figure all this out. I can hear it through my headphones. It's okay. Oh well, it'll have to stay like that. So that is what feminism really amounts to. Just women are equal to men, just as strong as men. They can do anything as a man could do. But as we have seen, that's not the case. All right, so feminism really wants to invert biblical roles and really what they do. If you go to Ephesians 5:22-23, wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. They want to be less submissive than their husbands. Now, we can see how it doesn't really work out that way. So one of the things we have to think about when we do this. So yes, one of the things we had to really think about when we think about women's roles, men's roles, they're complete distinct, different from each other. There is no women are men or men are women or anything like that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else, but I can't really think about something off the top of my head right now. But the last verse, 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know, the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of the head, and the head of Christ is God. So obviously, there are certain roles, certain positions. If man or God over man, man over woman, woman over child, and all that stuff. So the Bible Bible teaches us that men and women are different, completely different. There's a lot to do, right? And that we each have our own roles to fulfill. God obviously has roles for us to fulfill, and He has roles for the woman to fill. What we need to do is realize our own roles. Go with the biblical truth and not with what the feminism has tried to draw to do. And try to break up the nuclear family, reverse gender roles, or even make them equal. And that's not what the Bible teaches us. It is clear as day. Now, there are many, many, many other verses that you can refer to when we talk about feminism and how we can kind of confront it about it. So yeah, that's what I have on it. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But I'm gonna go to a quick sponsor.
You're listening to the Pryce Podcast from PryceMedia.com, where we confront deception with scripture and point you back to Christ. New episodes drop weekly. Visit PryceMedia.com for live streams, gaming, and more kingdom content.
So yes, PryceMedia.com. Great website to go to. Just updated it today. Go on there, check it out. Now, on to the next question. What does scripture teach about reclaiming biblical headship and fatherhood in an age marked by fatherlessness and cultural confusion? Well, I'll tell you this. God calls men to to lead sacrificially as heads of the household, to provide. To lead as the head of the household, to provide for the household, to love for the household, and everything that's there. Ephesians 6:4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition in the Lord. Christ calls us as men, as fathers, to care for our children and to raise them up to know God, to follow God, to love God, to fear God. All of that calls men to do that. Women can't do that. And if you're living in a fatherless home, I want you to find a father figure. Okay? Go to the church. Find somebody you can look up to, somebody that you want to model. Ask him questions. Ask him to lead you to what it is to be a man. Now, unfortunately, it won't be just like having a father in the home, but know that there is somebody out there who is willing to do that for you. That's why I say go to the church. Go to a Bible teaching church, not those big mega churches that you see all over the place. This is from 2819. I'll say that's a good church to go to. But to do all that, right? Find a church. That's the first thing. Find somebody who's willing to mentor you into being a man. All boys need it. That's what the father is there for. Psalm 68:5. A father of the fatherless and a judge of the widows is God in his holy habitat. A father of the fatherless. That is God. 100%. That's God. That is what God is to us. He is our heavenly Father. And although we might not have an earthly father, go to God. Go to your heavenly Father, somebody who will look. He will show you what it means to be a man, to be a father, to be somebody that others can lead on to. In 1 Corinthians 11:3 and Joshua 24:15. resources for you to go through and look through. Highly recommend it. Next question. How does the biblical model of marriage and relationships contrast with contemporary dating culture in 2026? Now, this is something I am personally heavily involved with. Because as for me, I am trying to find a wife and to grow a family. But biblical marriage is covenantal, complementary, and purposeful for God's glory. Unlike hookup culture or self-focused dating. Now, why is that? It is the natural order of things. Look, hookup culture is stupid. I never understood that culture whatsoever. I don't understand why would you have sex with somebody and then go out and have sex with somebody else. It just doesn't make sense. I don't see the point in doing all that. When, if you're able to have sex, which I don't know how that feels. I'm still a virgin. I'm waiting until I'm married. But if you have sex, right, and you go somewhere else, or yeah, it takes like forming a relationship with that person to be able to have how would I say this? I would say to be able to, for them to open up, literally and metaphorically, to open up to you to even get to that point, you know? So for me, I see it as something that's very sacred, which it really is. We have to realize that the consequences of sex, the results of sex, the output of what sex is to procreate, to have children. It is the only way how we can make babies. And all these scientists trying to play God, that's not gonna happen, okay? But sex is the point of sex, is to have babies, to be able to grow, to have a family. And this is literally the only thing. Like, human beings have not found a way to create a human being outside of sex. So the whole hookup culture thing is retarded. I don't know. All right, I think it's very confusing. Something that I don't understand, and honestly, I hope not to understand. But if you go back to Genesis 2:24, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall become one flesh, or they shall be one flesh. It says right then and there, to you leave your mother and father, and to become one. For the man become one with the woman. There is no other way. No. The man cleaves unto his wife, and they become one flesh. That is the covenant. You've now created a covenant with that person. One thing my pastor tells me in Bible study is that when a man and a woman get married, there is a death, a funeral that happens, while also a birth of a new life, to where your old self is dead. Just like getting baptized. When you get down in the water, that is your old self being washed away, but where you're washed away, and then coming back up, that is the new you, the new life that you're bringing in. When you have a man and a woman come together, the old single selves are dead. You have that funeral. That is what the wedding is for. You have that funeral for themselves, and you celebrate the new life of the man and the woman coming together as one. That is the wedding ceremony. And when pastor was telling me that, I was like, hey, it's a good thought to think of. Then go to Ephesians 5:31 and 33, or for 31 through 33, and 1 Corinthians 7:2-7 on fidelity and mutual duty. Men and women have the two separate duties. The woman brings life, the man inserts life. Yeah. Great analogy right there. I like it. But yes, that look, the whole thing about marriage, and for me, I am trying to find my own wife, and it's hard because of all these feminist women, right? So always look it through a biblical lens. Pray that everybody here, whoever's listening, whoever's watching, whenever you do it, I pray you come to Christ with more knowledge. Come to Christ with more knowledge, more wisdom, to be able to accept Him as your Lord and Savior. We all know that Jesus Christ is a Lord and Savior, but do you accept Him as your Lord and Savior? That is the question I'm going to pose to you guys. Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Comment down below after this next ad.
Introducing Pryce Shorts, the sharpest insights and most engaging moments from the Pryce Podcast and Boy Basic, now in the palm of your hand. Thought-provoking commentary. Even in a fatherless era, faithful fatherhood conforms us to Jesus and builds His kingdom across generations. Practical advice for the individual man. Embrace Colossians 3:23 and Ephesians 5 headship. Entertaining highlights. All in seconds. Pryce Shorts, your daily dose of premium content from Pryce Media Group LLC. Subscribe now and never miss the best bites. Peace.
Yes, Pryce Shorts. My clip channel. Go on there. YouTube, Rumble. You have a lot of fun. So, now, the question. The last, final question I have for you guys. Or you guys have for me, whichever way to say it. How should Christians analyze and respond to recent political developments, such as election outcomes, or intentional conflicts, through a biblical lens? For all believers, submit to God's sovereignty. Pray for our leaders, the ones that are going out, but also the ones that are coming in, and advocate for righteousness without ultimate trust in policies. Be righteous in all areas of your life. Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. As believers, God is the power. Nobody has power over Him. Nobody has the power outside of Him. Very simple, very easy. In 1 Timothy 2:1 and 2, the prayer for authorities, and Proverbs 14:34, righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Like I said, as believers, we all submit to God's sovereignty. We pray for our leaders. We advocate for righteousness and trust in the Lord our God to fulfill every promise, every wish that we have, all Obviously, he will not grant ones that are it goes against him, but he answers all prayers. It won't be on your time. No. God is not on your time. He is on his time. And his time is the perfect time. So trust in him. Pray for the world. Pray for all the leaders. Pray for everybody. That's it. So with that, that's all that I have. Hope you guys like this section. We'll be doing this some more. Continue on going on after this. If you guys have some questions related to news or anything like that, let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button. Comment down below how you guys like this. Let me see what you guys are gonna say, do, whatever. Yeah. Hope you guys have a great night, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. This is definitely a day for you guys, so I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on the Pryce Podcast Wednesday morning, 5 a.m. New episode will drop. Episode 62. All right. I'll see you guys there. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Pryce Podcast, where bold ideas meet real conversations. Stay ambitious. Stay uncompromising. I'm your host, Jonathon Pryce. New episodes every week. Until next time, this has been the Pryce Podcast.